Okay, we are back in Pathfinder Kingmaker. We are currently many hours into our playthrough, and we are in the middle of playing Varnhold's Lot. And Varnhold's Lot is the DLC that wedges right into the middle of the story, and basically follows a different group of adventurers, and explains what happened in Varnhold.
How are you today?
Hello, Bertrie. Snail is there to kill it when it reaches you. When it reaches you, though, but it doesn't reach me. I have to run out and reach it. It just stands miles away. Oh, pause. All right, everyone hold position. Send in the tank. Let him get aggro. All right, now going. Oh my gosh, he's down. Okay, so what just happened there was, hang on. Who's the healer? You're the healer.
I am inclined to withdraw. I deserve.
Dang it. Wolves have chance on hit to knock down their target. Use grenades. So they knocked him down, and then his armor stopped working, and they started landing every single attack. Oh, dang. Okay. Nothing some acid grenades can't fix, apparently. Oh, that was quite the start. Okay. Select these. Skin the wargs. We can sell the pelts. Quick save. We got 2 people at death's door now. Alright, this must be someone that died from the wargs.
My expertise prevails.
Alright, grab that stuff.
Focus on the goal.
And I think we've opened up the map now. Okay. Alright, let's head over here and start heading back to town with our findings of this area. We have found we're now basically at war with the centaurs. Head on down here. Okay, and yep, that's fine. That stuff's too heavy to bring all of that for what it's worth.
It's a pity we had to fight the centaurs. They live in my land, so they're my subjects too.
They will never accept you as their ruler, nor will they live peacefully with humans in lands they deem their own. Do not pity them. They made the choice to reject civilization and continue living as animals. I believe we should set up a camp for the night.
Begin resting. The centaurs, yeah. Wait, what? They went a different way. I don't know why they went that way. Let me double check formation. Okay, yeah, formation's fine.
You can trust in me.
I'm up for an adventure. Does anyone require my counsel?
Yes, my friend?
Oh my god, do we have to fight that thing? Get your paws off me, Carrion. Dude, I like how he's just mocking it. Carrion, is it undead? Is that an undead giant? Alright, everyone, hold position. Dude, I like how our tank is the size of this guy's toe. It's like a Suro tanking a dragon. Cast that on him. And you have permission to use the grenades. Good hit. I'm not even sure if I should have anybody else run in or not. Alright.
Believe in yourself.
Yep, zombie Cyclops, it is. Okay, not turn this into a heal and heal him? Oh, or gets interrupted by a cutscene. Okay. Willis Gunderson. The man you just saved catches his breath and smiles brightly as if he hadn't just been zigzagging away from his pursuers. His clothing and equipment are an odd mix of quality, durable items, and pompous decorative elements. Even his shirt seems cut especially to provide an unobstructed view of his chest, which is adorned with 2 golden chains. Baron Varn, your grace, what fortunate meeting you here. Until now, I've only met unpleasant guests on my morning escapades. Magar smiles warmly at the stranger and extends his hand in friendship as to an equal. He also stands in such a way as to capture the stranger's attention while not blocking your view or Cephal's. Greetings, and you are? Willis Gunderson, your grace. Apparently flattered by the attention, the peculiar man strikes a proud pose. Scientist, traveler, and researcher of antiquities at your service. It is a pleasure to see that my barony attracts such educated people, and it is most regrettable that they must face such difficulties. Magar nods towards the dead, now entirely dead, Cyclops. Where did that creature come from? I've no idea. Willis' voice seems tranquil. I was enjoying the view and taking notes when an ill-mannered simpleton stepped into my light. I politely asked him to step aside and allow me to finish, but he wouldn't listen. When I turned around, I knew he couldn't have, for zombies have as much reason as manners. Perception. While Magar entertains the traveler in conversation, you carefully examine his gear and clothes. The first thing that strikes your attention is an intricate yellowish jade bracelet on his wrist. You can tell by his ragged state that Willis has been on the road for at least a few days, and indeed from all appearances, mostly off-road. World knowledge check. The bracelet looks carved of a whole piece of jade of an unusual hue. Even from a distance, you can see the patterns that decorate it, obviously signs of the relic's origin. The item came from an ancient Cyclops empire, but what is it doing here, and how did this hapless traveler acquire it? Well, now the Cyclops is much more polite, isn't he? Magar falls quiet for a moment, allowing you to add a few words to the conversation. Intimidate? So, my friend, why don't you tell us about that bracelet you're wearing? You wouldn't lie to the Baron and his men, would you? Someone is conducting a bit of theater, Cephal mumbles, drawing a sneer from Magar. The joyful mood drops from Gunderson's face. He looks at you askance and fiddles with the bracelet hesitantly. This knickknack is my latest find. I found it on the river shore. It would seem the water washed it out of some ancient burial mound. No doubt it is very ancient and may have serious scientific value. I haven't dated it precisely yet. You must understand, such things take time, but I swear Desna herself guided my hand. Magar approaches and pats the lad on the shoulder, gently taking the bracelet from Wilus's hands before he can object. That is quite interesting. The barony doesn't yet boast of its scientific achievements, but I think we could find a specialist who should be able to determine the bracelet's origin. If this is a precious item, your efforts in finding it will be generously rewarded. Here, take this as an advance. He takes a purse from his belt and hands it to Wilus. Where did you say you found it? By the river. Wilus seems taken aback by the expropriation of the bracelet, but regains his smile when he feels the weight of the purse he'd just been handed. I'm only happy to help in any way I can, Baron Varn. With your connections, we'll surely discover the origin of this find, and meanwhile, I may employ my time on something just as useful. Did you know that besides scientific articles, I also write fiction, and I cannot pass up the opportunity to write about the exploits of the Varling host and chronicle your first steps as a Baron? You wouldn't mind, would you? So long as they don't make me sit for a portrait, Magar laughs infectiously. I was born to a noble family, so my childhood was wasted on sitting with my mother and brothers for a train of grand portraits. I was only spared the torture after I covered my waistcoat in tar and lit my pretty feathered beret on fire. So long as you spare me such torments, Wilus, I don't mind what you do. You should find some place to settle in Varnhold and get to work. I will send word when I receive news about the bracelet. As you wish, your grace. It was a pleasure dealing with you. Wilus Gunderson hurries off in the direction of Varnhold. That's not the direction of Varnhold. We came from the northeast. Magar follows him with his eyes for a time and then scoffs. That went well. Of course, the lad is lying through his teeth, but we got more from him than we might have hoped. He looks pensively at the bracelet. Why did you invite this Gunderson to Varnhold anyway? Do you really need even more foolish treasure hunters in this backwater? My mercenary gut. 9 times out of 10, when my gut tells me to keep my eyes peeled, the situation is about to get bad. Of course, there's always the 10th time, and my gut is merely predicting a severe hangover, but I don't think that's the case this time. Magar frowns for a moment. Maybe Gunderson really is just a charming chatterbox. And he ran into that dead Cyclops by accident. And maybe this bracelet is simply a piece of jewelry, but something in the story doesn't sit right. I suspect Gunderson lied about finding it by the river. He's clearly been wandering for days through dungeons by the looks of him. Ha! Didn't I tell you, Suffle? There's something wrong here. The bracelet is an ancient Cyclops relic. It doesn't take a specialist to see that. I agree. Perhaps we shall find a Cyclops treasurer around the corner. This does not alter the fact that our leader continues to leap at every shadow and makes a fool of himself for random passing strangers instead of focusing on important matters, such as engaging in the barony's politics. The lad finds an ancient Cyclops relic in a dungeon, runs out with a zombie Cyclops at his heels. I see no mystery in what happened here. A keen nose and an eagle eye. Magar pats you on the shoulder in approval. I hope that dead Cyclops is the only thing that crawled out of wherever the lad stole this bracelet. What a story. We've hardly solved our problems with the centaurs, and we've already got a whole new riddle and a personal chronicler along with it. We should look more closely at his paltry rhymes. Cephal, take the bracelet and see what you can make of it. Dennis, try keeping an eye on our new friend. Visit him in Varnhold when you have time. Maybe you'll manage to pry something else out of him. That's it. Let's move. Okay.
Never stop learning.
Let's see.
Keep your wits about you.
Cyclops. Nope, don't need those. Is there anything else over here?
Guide.
No, nothing there. Oh, hello. Where's our guy? Let's turn on the bomb skin. Oh no, there's more! Not good. Well, we just got rocked a little bit. Okay, we need to turn another spell into a heal. There we go. And anything here? He's got a spoon. Has this guy been fighting Tequaddle? Why you got a spoon?
I can see my destination.
Alright, Dennis is down. Yeah, he was unconscious for a second.
There's something unusual.
Is this Guild Wars 2 mobile? No, this is Pathfinder Kingmaker. It's a CRPG. Same classification of game as Baldur's Gate 3, which a lot of people are most recently familiar with. Why are we going back home this way? We had that path cleared out already. Silliness. Now you, my dear readers, have finally learned how I, Willis Gunderson, author of this tale, first entered the acquaintance of Baron Varn and his companions. But as much as I would like to delve into this remarkable meeting, I must remind myself that by no means am I the main character of this book. Perhaps one day it will occur to Baron Varn or the General to mention me in their memoirs, but surely our encounter must have made an impression upon them as well. As fate would have it, the party has another adventure before returning to Varnhold. Having decided to take a shortcut, they find themselves in an area with strange furrows which crisscross the ground here and there. Baron Varn and his companions are cautious and approach unnoticed as a young centaur whoop and leap from one furrow to another. After a moment, Baron Varn prepares to call out to the creature. But the General and Cephal shake their heads and the Baron exhales quietly. The party looks on in silence. The centaur frolics down the path, and straight into trouble, as it turns out. Another leap, and the ground explodes in a fountain of dirt and stone, and the muzzle of a great creature suddenly appears straight out of the earth, right under the centaur's tender hooves. Succeeded at lore. With barely a glance, the seasoned Varnling host recognizes the monster as a bullet, a sleek predator which attacks its prey from under the ground. The terrified centaur manages to twist away and escape with his life. The monster's jaws have cut deep wounds on his legs and side, but at least it haven't crushed him. The boy's painful scream echoed through the air while the dull, grumbling beast prepares for another attack. Baron Varn takes up a sword steadfastly set on settling the matter himself. Lead the charge, relying on vigorous attacking skills and artful maneuvers. Failed. Alas, the party's efforts are not sufficient to save the hapless youth. The beast finishes the poor centaur before the party could save him. The heroes of the Varnling host attack the beast in rage, but it immediately senses the threat and quickly hides itself back underneath ground before a mortal blow can be dealt. Its flight has the doom of inevitability, and it disappears into the unyielding earth. After exchanging a few sharp words with Cephal, Baron Varn insists the poor centaur be given a proper burial. He then delivers his final respects and leads the party back to Varnhold. I bet it would have helped us not being at war if we had saved him.
And mind you, I still have my doubts. Vagabonds like him always bring trouble.
I can't keep all the vagabonds from breaking their necks in the ruins. At least if he finds something interesting, he'll bring it to us, not Brevoy.
Mm-hmm. You know, Mike, I can't look at centaurs the same since you showed me the comic about newborn centaurs. That was a good one. Would you like to begin resting? I mean, it's a loading screen. I can't rest right now. After a daring raid into the lands of the Wild Centaurs, Baron Varn and his companions return home, and I, Willis Gunderson, had the honor of accompanying them. A time of peace had come at last. Varnhold greets one serene dawn after another, but in this dark land, I dread to think of what awaits us. As Kajirti approaches Varn, a wince crosses her grim face, but she speaks not a word and instead hands him a document.
Aha! I see you've included everything, just as I asked.
Aegar, what does this mean? Tell me, what am I to make of this?
I sent some much-needed aid to our neighbors in the Shrike Hills. They're our only possible allies in the coming carnage.
Oh, which was, yeah.
Cephal, I know your opinion, but be realistic. The Aldori are not our friends. We can't count on them for help if something happens. We're expendable.
You've arrived home. Break out the booze.
Thank you, Cognizant. Welcome back. Yeah, so the aid he sent, we received that when we were playing the main campaign.
You will not preach realism to me, you naive boy. Yes, we are bargaining chips to them. That is exactly what I'm basing my politics on. A delicate contraption which you are smashing to bits. War will come to Brevoy, even you can see that. But as long as it hasn't yet begun, can scarcely do better than pretending to be the Eldori's most loyal vassals.
Cephal, you're not making any sense. You say that an alliance with the Eldori will end in a bloodbath. That surely means we best keep away from them.
And how are you going to manage that? Perhaps Varnhold will grow a pair of legs and we shall ride it to the other end of Avestan. Or maybe we'll erect sails across the barony and sail far, far away from Brevoy. No, you don't think it will work? And stop dreaming of isolating the country. We're already a part of this game, and we will not be able to leave it when the smoke clears from the final battlefield. Listen to me carefully, you three. Yes, Harry, this involves you too. Things are looking bad. First, the land here is fertile, but its most bountiful crop is Cyclopes' graves. Second, it shares a border with the Obaria, well known for its epidemics. Gods forbid the wind carries the next plague here. Settlers are reluctant to come here as it is. I can scarcely blame them. Do not become too attached to Varnhold. This is but a stepping stone. Our real prize lies to the west. But what does Varn do? He sends them gifts. Better to send them assassins. Without their baron, the Shrike Hills would descend into a struggle for power, and Silverstep and the Canelands would fall to us soon after.
Such villainy!
Do not interrupt your regent, Varn, or relieve me of the position this instant. What is the most important thing here?
Fire me or shut up and listen to me.
The Aldori are afraid of unleashing war. They know that if they tried to separate from Brevoy without some kind of outside support, the Sotova would crush them. So, we must convince them that we are their most loyal allies. We will stoke the Aldori into an uprising. When the unrest picks up, we shall strike them in the back and make them fight on two fronts.
What the hell? You're so evil.
While you, your grace, were drinking wine at the feast, I was busy acquiring a map of Nivatka's Crossing. Look at these fortifications. If we could seize this town, we'd win a significant piece of Brevik land along with it. After we've assisted the Sotova in hanging the Aldori on the gates, they would allow us to keep part of what we have seized as reward. Then we will have peace and prosperity.
And enemies.
Get out of my sight, Sephel. Get out! Never would the name of Magar Van be tarred with such abominable villainy. It never happened while I was leader of a mercenary party, and won't happen now that I'm Baron.
Great Asmodeus, what did I do to deserve this punishment? Why do I deal with you at all? I should have taken my share and retired a long time ago. I'll be off somewhere soon enough. To Absalom or Cheliax. I shall read books on the porch and drink wine, while you do whatever you want. Burn the city down and get yourself killed. Come to me later. We need to talk.
That last part was a magical whisper to me.
I can't believe my ears. Must the history of our country begin with such villainy? Oh, Sephel. Sephel. Well. Let the old devil cool off. I'll talk to him later. Is that all, Kiadi?
The dwarf shrugs and hands him another paper.
I see. So, we've got a revolutionary from Galt on our hands. A tavern keeper writes us. She saw the revolutionary walking around, stirring up the people for an uprising. Well, you're the general. You go and deal with it. Talk to the tavern keeper. Find out where to look for this instigator. Well, far be it from me to teach you how to do your job. When you finish, report back to me. By the gods, what a worry. Uprisings, intrigues, these damn letters. That Gunderson and his bracelet. And the Baron has to see to all of that, and listen to everyone's complaints while he's at it. What a nuisance.
Magar leaves in a cloud of curses. Okay. Let's see. Alright, first off, can we rest while we're here to get the Death's Door debuff off of everybody? Yes. Although, I don't know where it took me. What is that? Cloak of the Lion. +3 to all saving throws. If lawful good, +5. If a paladin... okay, not a paladin, but... that +3 to all saving throws is pretty awesome. Okay, no one has Death's Door anymore.
Without a doubt.
Alright, I guess... Wait, I'm sorry. What? Zombie Jester? The bard stands before you looking rather bizarre. Has clearly inherited his waistcoat, which was once expensive but is now worn and tattered, covered in motley patches and embroidered with skulls. The musician's face is covered with white powder, his eyes and cheekbones accented black. So long as my song's not getting old, I'll sing of the fool humble but bold. You there, General, a coin for the minstrel? What are you singing about? Horrors and miracles of demons and the dead. I'll sing you to sleep and you'll wet your bed. Here in the stolen lands, there are horrors everywhere, enough for a new song every day. I've been to the Shrike Hills and returned with a dozen new songs. Songs of the insane stag lord, of evil fae pranks and trollish feasts, werewolves and lake dragons and spider dances, and now I'm here to write one about a cyclops. Now I'm writing a new song. It's about an inn where today's travelers are fed meat carved from yesterday's travelers. Ha! By the way, it's not just a tale, it's the truth. I've been there, tasted their human meat pies for myself, and barely escaped with my skin. And where did you find an inn like this? At Blackstone Ford. If you don't believe me, go there yourself and look at what they have on their pots. Okay. Good riddance. Don't let the skeleton cyclops bite your heels. And there's Willis Gunderson. Have you thought of playing Baldur's Gate 3? I have done 2 playthroughs of it. I did a good one and an evil one. They were both on Tactician difficulty, which was the max difficulty when it came out. But yeah, they're on the Mukluk Plays YouTube channel. There's a second link in the chat. Just go to playlist, search Baldur, and they'll both pop up. So you're gonna write a book about us. Oh, we're well beyond that. I've already started. Your comrades from the Varnling host already gave me all the background I'll need to flesh out the first few chapters. I'm still thinking of a title, but the chapter about your encounter with centaurs near the city of Hollow Eyes will be called Ripples on the Water. Poetic, relevant to the location, and it foreshadows mysterious events to come. I heard that Jubilos Narthropple was visiting your western neighbors. I don't know anyone who still attends his lectures or reads his articles. The obnoxious gnome can never manage to do without making sarcastic jokes at the expense of his own audience. But never mind. How unfair would it be to a well-known publicist showed interest in one newborn barony while leaving its neighbor, our sweet and slightly wild Varnhold, out in the cold? Do you know how lucky you are that Wylus Gunderson himself has paid Varnhold a visit? Knowledge check. What? Jubilos Narthropple himself? In our lands? Wylus exhales in indignation, then stares at the floor. That was rude, my good lord. You might have at least pretended to be just as impressed by me as by him, but fine, as you please. Wylus Gunderson has yet to show what he is worth. Alright. Thank you. Wait. Wait, you could flirt with him? Wylus, how about we discuss antiquities and relics in a more private setting? There are quiet rooms upstairs. You know, General, scientific discussions are my weakness. You probably meant a conversation about antiquities. Or a conversation about antiquities? The young man's cheeks slightly blush. Oh no, what have I started? A conversation about antiquities, of course. About the amazing feeling you get when you tear off the cover of secrecy, penetrate its depths, tirelessly chase that cherished goal, and finally grasp it. Can anything be more exciting? Wylus arches his brow. Now I'm most curious to the scientific approach you prefer. Something intricate, perhaps, with lengthy preparation and a wide range of methods? Or does a straightforward approach suit you better? You'll have a chance to learn all about my methods. Wait upstairs and take a bottle of wine. Yes, my general! He salutes. Thunk. Oh my god. PG stream. It is 10:30 at night, Bluebell. Why is the bookshelf moved? Dude, the living room. There's chairs knocked over all over the place. Oh my god. Like, yo, the people in the bar, dude, the freaking, the plants knocked over? There were people in the bar downstairs, and we were at the top of the stairs making a racket. Oh my god. Sir Gunderson, General, I have questions for you. Oh no. Yeah? I can understand a broken bed and a crushed candelabra, but what doesn't save me have you done to the window shutters? He did it. You see, my dear hostess, scientific disputes can become rather heated. I'll say, if you decide you'll have another one of your disputes, please warn me in advance. I'll hire a carpenter and a roofer to fix the furniture and the holes in the ceiling. How did we make holes in the ceiling? He bows and walks away. I'd love to do a playthrough with you for my channel. What, Baldur's Gate 3? Oh man, I'm not ready to do another Baldur's Gate 3 was a 100-hour game. And I played it twice, so I did 200 hours of Baldur's Gate 3 in a row. I also did it single player, because I'm very hesitant to do turn-based games with other people on stream, because it takes an extreme amount of time. So I would not be game to do it with someone I didn't know well. That's no offense to you, that's just my general policy. Alright, so Cephal's been waiting on me to go talk to him for like 2 days now. Magar, I'm so angry with him. Why do I still bother? I should have left the party after that idiocy in Ustalov, or at least after the debacle in Mivan. If I had any sense, I would never have gotten involved at all. We fought together for a long time, but I still don't know much about you. Where are you from? People know as much as I allow, which I grant is little. However, a person is defined not by their past, but by their actions. The way they behave when faced with danger and temptation, how they hold up under pressure, and how they spend their leisure. After our many years together, you know me better than most. As for my homeland,